Welcome to episode 4 of Bizarre Connections, the channel that takes you on the road to nowhere for no reason. Last time our journey ended up in 1970s America with Afeni Shakur and the Black Panther Party, so that's where we'll pick up this time. Connection 22, Mike Powell. Mike Powell took the long jump world record at the Tokyo World Athletic Championships in 1991 with an incredible leap of 8 meters 95. He took the record from his countryman Bob Beamon, who had held it for 23 years since the 1968 Mexico Olympics, where the thin air at altitude in Mexico City led many to suggest that the record may never be beaten. Another world record set in Mexico 68 was the men's 200 meters, when American Tommy Smith ran an incredible 19.83 seconds. His achievement was overshadowed by the medal ceremony when Smith and bronze medalist John Carlos did Black Power salutes, raised fists in black gloves. One of the most potent organizations promoting Black Power was the Black Panther Party. The medal ceremony has gone on to become one of the most iconic moments in sports history. From US sporting legends, we cross the pond and get a bit posh. Connection 23, Downton Abbey. Downton Abbey was globally popular. Set in the early 20th century, it showed the caring face of the British aristocracy, an institution well known for its benevolence. Not. Although the subject matter for the show was pure drivel, the acting in the period piece was often excellent. The main character was Robert Crawley, the Earl of Grantham, the patriarch of the Crawley family and the owner of said Downton Abbey. Crawley was played by British actor Hugh Bonneville. The connection between Bonneville and Powell is a mundane one that I've used before. They both took their first breath on this earth on Sunday, the 10th of November, 1963. From a fictional British aristocratic pile, we take a trip down the Nile. Connection 24, Tutankhamun. As you know, we Brits are not averse to taking things that aren't ours. When Downton Abbey was set, the British Empire covered roughly a quarter of the Earth's landmass and had a quarter of its people within it. Egypt was under British control from 1882 to 1952, making it part of the Empire's cultural and political sphere. This caused a level of awareness and interest in Egypt, but the discovery of the tomb of Tutankhamun by English archaeologist Howard Carter in 1922 sparked off a period of Egyptomania in England, a mass cultural obsession blending archaeology, imperial pride, and exotic fascination. Museums displayed artifacts, newspapers ran sensational stories, and Egyptian motifs appeared in fashion, architecture, film, and interior design. The excavation in the Valley of the Kings, led by Howard Carter, that discovered King Tutankhamun's tomb in November 1922, was funded by George Herbert, the 5th Earl of Carnarvon, who lived at Highclere House. And Highclere House is the real name for Downton Abbey. From ancient Egypt, we scroll forward to what seemed like every working-class house in 1970s Britain. Connection 25, the Crying Boy painting. The Crying Boy painting seemed to adorn the living room of every house I went into as a boy in the 1970s. The paintings were mass-produced prints based on works by Giovanni Bragolin, also known as Bruno Amadeo, an Italian painter active in the 1950s. Bragolin created a series showing tearful children with sorrowful expressions. Why not? These prints became hugely popular in Britain during the 1970s, sold cheaply in shops and catalogues, often decorating working-class homes. Why display kitsch prints of upset children in your living room? It's a good question, and I have no reasonable answer that could in any way justify such a widespread abdication of all taste. All I can say is, on behalf of 1970s Britain, I am profoundly sorry. The saccharine sweet painting connects with Tutankhamun because of the curse. George Herbert, the owner of Highclere House, Downton Abbey, who funded the excavation of Tutankhamun's tomb, died aged 56 just months after the tomb was discovered. Other supposedly mysterious deaths of people concerned with the excavation gave birth to the curse of Tutankhamun's tomb. Bizarrely, the Crying Boy painting also led to a widespread belief in a death curse, which saw many people destroy their prints of the painting to prevent any potential issues down the line. In the 1980s, the Sun newspaper ran stories claiming the paintings were cursed after several house fires in which the Crying Boy print was found unscathed amid the ruins. Urban legend said owning one brought bad luck or fires. In reality, firefighters later explained the prints were made on fire-retardant hardboard, which is why they often survived blazes. The curse was pure superstition, but the appalling taste of 1970s Britain was not. From one famous painting of the 1970s, we move to another from the early 2000s. Connection 26, The Girl with a Balloon painting. The Crying Boy print was destroyed by many following rumours of its curse, though many argued they should have been destroyed much earlier as crimes against taste and decency. The Crying Boy connects to another painting that was purposefully destroyed, Banksy's Girl with a Balloon. The painting was famously partially destroyed in 2018 during a Sotheby's auction in London. As soon as the hammer fell, at just over £1 million, a hidden shredder concealed inside the frame activated. If it had shredded the entire painting, which was the plan, Banksy would have shown the world the folly of excess, destroying £1 million work of art in seconds. However, the shredder jammed, slicing only the lower half of the canvas into strips. The failure of the mechanism to shred the painting has inadvertently created one of the most famous works of modern art in history, surely the complete opposite of the artist's intention. Banksy later confirmed the stunt, saying, "Going, gone." After the shredding, the work was retitled Love is in the Bin, and ironically became much, much more valuable. From modern art, we journey to the dark side with the master of modern horror. Connection 27, Stephen King. Stephen King's mind. Just think about that for a second. What on earth goes on inside that man's head? King's creations have frightened the living bejesus out of hundreds of millions of people. His works have been translated into more than 50 languages, and dozens have been adapted into films and TV series, helping to make him one of the best-selling authors in history. King's connection to the Girl with a Red Balloon painting comes from one of his most disturbing artistic creations, Pennywise, from the book It. Pennywise is a shape-shifting ancient cosmic entity, often called It, that preys on the children of a small town in Maine roughly every 27 years. The creature's most common and terrifying form is Pennywise, the evil clown, who famously carries a red balloon. King chose Pennywise as the ultimate embodiment of evil because, as everyone knows, clowns absolutely frighten the life out of small children. This undisputed fact explains why many adults choose to take their kids to the circus. Of course it does. Human beings really are a messed up species. From the greatest living purveyor of horror, we start the countdown. Connection 28, the numbers 9, 4, and 17. Numbers are an abstract concept. They are mental constructs used by humans to represent quantity, order, and relationships between things. Surely they cannot in any way be frightening. So how do we connect 9, 4, and 17 to Stephen King? Easy. Stephen King is a well-known triskaidekaphobic. He's scared of the number 13, another ludicrously common phobia. Various numbers are viewed as evil or bad luck around the world. In Japan, the number 9 is considered unlucky because the word for 9 sounds like the word for pain or suffering. Hospitals often skip room 9 for that reason. In East Asia, especially China, Japan and Korea, 4 is considered to be very unlucky because the word for 4 sounds like the word for death. As a result, many buildings skip the 4th floor. In a similar way, many Western buildings skip floor 13. In Italy, 17 is seen as an unlucky number because, hold on to your hats here, when written in Roman numerals XV11, it can be rearranged just to spell V1X1, which is Latin for I have lived, which implies that you are dead. Well, that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? You've got to love Italian logic. And you thought human beings were rational. Voltaire and Rousseau would be turning in their graves. So that's it for episode 4. Hope you've enjoyed my meaningless meanderings. If you can spare a few seconds, please take time to like and subscribe, as it really helps with the channel's visibility on YouTube. Episode 5 sees me connect the numbers 9, 4 and 17 with this lot, as I discuss links 29 to 35 in the never-ending chain of abstraction that is Bizarre Connections. Can you spot who or what 9, 4 and 17 connect directly to? Join me next time to find out if you were right. Me again. One last thing. Why not join me at the beginning for link 1, Steve Jobs, on my endless chain of bizarre connections? Go on. You know you want to. Or why not view the entire playlist containing all the episodes? Also, if you could comment and subscribe, I would be eternally grateful.